Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are going to be investigating a malware exploit in this lab. So in this lab will be divided into four parts. The first part being using the Kibana to learn about the malware exploit. The second part will be investigating the exploit with Squill. And the third part will be using Wireshark to investigate an attack. The last part will be examining the exploit artifacts. Alright, so the background scenario of the scenario. So you have decided to interview for a job in a medium-sized company as a Tier 1 cybersecurity analyst. You have been asked to demonstrate your ability to pinpoint the details of an attack in which a computer was compromised. Your goal is to answer a series of questions using Squill, Kibana, and Wireshark in Security Onion. You have been given the following details about the event. The event happened in January 2017. It was discovered by Snort NIDS. So for this lab, we are going to be making use of Security Onion virtual machine, which I have already opened at this site. And we also need the internet access, which I have verified here. We have internet access. We can, for example, ping to Google, for example. So I have internet access in my virtual machine. Alright, so let's look at the instructions. Part 1. So the use of Kibana to learn about malware exploit. In this part, we are going to answer the following questions. So we need to keep in mind that the attack happens sometime during January of 2017. But this lab requires us to pinpoint the exact time where the attack happened. So let's log on to the Security Onion and then open up Kibana. So I've already logged on to the Security Onion. So I'm just opening up Kibana here. Okay. Let's log in as analyst and password is CyberOps. Okay, it's now open. As you can see, we need to see the time actually. So the time is actually last 24 hours. I want to go and zoom at the time where the event actually took place, which is in January 2017. So the whole month of January. So we go to absolute and we go and change the year to 2017 and month 01, and I pick the 1st of January here. Here will be 2017 and the month will be January as well, and I select 31st of January. So you see it begins 1st of January to the 30th of January, right? And then I click on go. Kibana will show me all the events that happened during that period, that 1 month period. Right, to view more details, you need to narrow the amount of time that is displayed. Narrow the time in the total log count over time visualization. So this is the total log count over time. I see there is a dot here, so I'm going to click on this one. Sorry, I'm going to zoom in on this one. Okay, let's make it even bigger. Alright, so here we see more details about the event that was happening during that period. Okay, let's move on to the next part. So we have done the clicking and dragging and I've seen all the things that happen. I zoom in a bit more than what is displayed on the example here. Anyways, let's move on to have a look at events that were captured by NIDS. So we go to the navigation section here and go and look at NIDS. So where is it? NIDS. Sorry, it's in the alert data, not Zeek hunting. It's here. NIDS. Okay. So alerts from NIDS, there are 147 alerts altogether. So let's move on to the next part. So zoom in the event by clicking and dragging in the NIDS alert over time. So we want to zoom in here. Let's zoom in a bit more. All right. So we have the graph resembling the one that is depicted in the lab question. So we want to click on the first point on the timeline to filter for only that first event that took place. So this is the first one. So we filter based on that one. And then now view the details of the event that occurred at that time. Scroll all the way to the bottom of the dashboard until you see the NIDS alert section of the page. The alerts are arranged by time. Expand the first event in the list by clicking the pointer arrow that is to the left of the timestamp. So let's go and find that one. NIDS alert. Okay, this is the one that we are looking for. So we want to expand the first one. All right. So look at the expanded alert. We are looking at the alert here. T. What is the time of the first detected NIDS alert in Kibana? So the time was January 27, 2017. The date was January 27, 2017, and the time was 22:54:43. So that is 10 p.m. almost 11 p.m. All right, let's move on to the next one. So what is the source of the IP address in the alert? So we want to look at the source address. So here we have destination address, and here is the source address. So the source address is 172.192.16.4.193. Let me just put that in writing here. So we have 172.16.4.193 as a source. Just now. Okay. What is the destination IP address? So the destination is on top there. So this is the destination IP address 194. So this is 194.87.234.129. Okay, so what is the destination port in the alert and what service is this? So the port is 80. So port 80. So port number equal port number was 80, and this service is HTTP. All right. What is the classification of the alert? So we want to find out the classification is here. So this alert is classified as Trojan activity. What is the destination geo country name? So look at the geo country name. So this is the geo country name. So the attack came from Russia. Alright, so in a web browser on a computer that can connect to the internet, go to the link that is provided in the what is it? Oh, I didn't save it. Okay. In a web browser on a computer that can connect to the internet, go to the link that is provided in the signature info field of the alert. So we want to look at the signature info field. So this is the one. This will take you to the emerging threats not alert rule for the exploit. A series of rules shown. This is because signatures can change over time, or new and more accurate rules are developed. The newest rule is at the top of the page. Examine details of the rule. All right, let's go to emerging threats. Okay. What is the malware family for this event? So malware family here is ExploitKit RIG. So this is ExploitKit. What is the severity of the exploit? So we can see severity is major in this case. What is an exploit kit? So an exploit kit is basically an exploit that uses multiple websites and redirects users to infect a computer with malware. All right. So exploit kit frequently use what is called a drive-by attack to begin the attack campaign. In a drive-by attack, a user will visit a website that should be considered safe. However, threat actors find ways to compromise legitimate websites by finding vulnerabilities on the web servers that host them. The vulnerabilities allow threat actors to insert their own malicious code into the HTML of a web page. Okay, let's save this. The code is frequently inserted into an iframe. Iframes permit content from different websites to be displayed to a malicious website. To be displayed in the same web page. Threat actors will frequently create an invisible iframe that connects the browser to a malicious website. The HTML from website that is loaded into the browser often contains a JavaScript that will send the browser to yet another malicious website or download malware to the computer. Okay, and let's move on to step 3. So we want to view the transcript of that alert. So let's go back to Kibana. And we want to go and have a look at the transcript of the alert. We're going to look at the TID there. So this one. So the ID, so just click on this and it will show me the transcript. All right. So in this window, we see the transcript from the session. It shows the transaction between source computer in blue. So this part is coming from the source. This is the reply, and the destination that are accessed by the source. A lot of valuable information, including a link to the PCAP file that is related to this alert, is available in the transcript. So we can see the PCAP file is linked here. So this is the file that we want to explore if we want to go in more into detail. All right, and then we see that okay, let's move on. Examine the first block of the blue text. This is the request from source to destination web server. Note that 2 URLs are listed in this block. The first is tagged as source referrer. This is the website that the source computer first accessed. However, the server referred browser the HTTP GET request to the SRC host. Something in the HTML send the source to this site. It looks like this could be a drive-by attack. Okay, so what website did the user intend to connect to? So if we look at here, so alright, so what website did the user intend to connect to? So we can see from this transcript that the user actually wanted to connect to homeimprovement.com. Okay, so this is where it wanted to connect to. Maybe I just paste it here. Okay, never mind. So this is actually wanted to connect to www.homeimprovement.com. So that was the original intention of the user, was to connect to that particular website. What URL did the browser refer the user to? So we can see that actually the from Home Improvement, it was redirected to tyubanme.com. So tyubanme.com. So what kind of content is requested by the source host from tyubanme.com, and why could this be a problem? So we're going to look at the DST block here. So this is the content is of type gzip. So this is the content of type gzip. We need to be careful when because a lot of malware uses gzip to actually hide the code. It put the codes in the form of compressed files so that you don't actually see clearly what the code is going to do. So that is a potential problem there. Okay, let's close this CAPME. And then from the top of the NIDS alert dashboard, click the HTTP entry located under Zeek hunting. So let's see this a little better. So we're going to look at Zeek hunting, and then we're going to look at HTTP. Alright, so in the HTTP dashboard, verify that your absolute time range include 2017 January 27th 22:54:30 22:54:30. So I need to change this a bit to 54.30. And down to 56. 5600. All right, go. Scroll down the HTTP site section of the dashboard. So scroll down. So we want to see what are some of the websites that are listed. So let's look at the websites. So these are the websites, HTTP sites that are listed. So you have www.homeimprovement.com, tyubandme.com, bing.com, Google Analytics, API blockcipher.com, and this really long name, these two really long names, FTP download to macromedia.com, and this another one, a weird name. And lastly, we have reportfootprintdns.com. We should know some of these websites from the transcript that we read earlier. So we have seen this one, and we have seen Home Improvement. And then we have seen also this guy in the transcript. Okay, so which of this site is likely part of the exploit campaign? So the one that we saw in the transcript just now. So those are the suspicious one. So what are the HTTP MIME type listed in the tag cloud? So here is tag cloud. So we see here text HTML, text plain, text JSON, application JavaScript, application X Shockwave, Flash, and we have image X icon. Oh, we have another one, image GIF. Right. That concludes the first part. Let's move on to the second part.